Ladies and gentlemen, AXPAR warriors and friends, I am absolutely thrilled to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to the first ever Axial Spondyloarthritis Association of South Africa's virtual summit. Today marks the culmination of months of planning, dedication, and unwavering passion for our shared cause. Before we dive into this extraordinary day, I must pay tribute to the incredible individuals who have paved the way for this monumental event. Annie Brown, a tireless advocate for our community, embarked on the journey of planning the summit at the start of the year. Her dedication laid the groundwork for what we are experiencing today. Annie, we are profoundly grateful for your contributions. A few words about myself. As your event organizer and master of ceremonies, I'm Matthew, a fellow warrior who has walked this path for 3 decades. At the tender age of 7, I was diagnosed with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, a diagnosis that has been my companion on this journey. Chronic pain has been a steadfast companion in my life, as familiar as the rising sun. You might wonder what brings me here and how I've managed to not just survive, but thrive through the years. I lead a life filled with activity, and my roles as a husband and a father to a wonderful 6-year-old boy keeps me on my toes. In the health and fitness industry, I've discovered the immense potential of nutrition and exercise in managing our condition. My life is a testament to my mission to help as many people as possible lead balanced and healthy lives. Today, we come together with a profound mission. It's not just about managing axial spondyloarthritis, it's about mastering it. At ASASA, we share a powerful mission, a shared vision, and a dedication to making a difference in the lives of those living with axial spondyloarthritis and related diseases. But who are we and what do we stand for? We are a community who are passionate about empowering everyone with AXPAR, including ankylosing spondylitis, to take charge of their treatment and regain control of their lives. Our mission is to ensure that health professionals across the country deliver personalized and timely care to every patient, every time. Our vision is clear. We aim to be the primary resource for people diagnosed with and living with AXPAR and related diseases in South Africa. We envision a world where every person with AXPAR not only receives a timely diagnosis and effective treatment, but is also empowered to make decisions about their health. We want every individual to feel like an integral part of a supportive AXPAR community. Our mission is multifaceted. We strive to create awareness about AXPAR and related diseases. Our ultimate goal is to make the path to diagnosis smoother, reduce the time it takes to identify the condition, and ensure that everyone receives the care and support they deserve. So as we come together for the summit, it's essential to remember that we're not just attendees, but active participants in a cause that unites us all. Together, we share the goal of making a positive impact on the lives of those affected by AXPAR. In the spirit of our shared mission, we invite you to consider how you can contribute to our cause, whether it's through volunteering, advocacy, or simply by spreading awareness. Each of us has a role to play in shaping a future where individuals living with AXPAR can lead healthier, more empowered lives. Thank you for being a part of this community, for sharing in our mission, and for helping us work towards a world where AXPAR no longer goes unnoticed or undiagnosed. Together, we can make a meaningful difference. But let's not delay our exploration of the day ahead any longer. As promised, our program is a journey of empowerment and enlightenment. It unfolds in a meticulously designed sequence that mirrors the order in which we've set our compass today. We're going to commence with the chairperson's address, a moment where our esteemed leader, Miranda van Dam, will set the tone for the day. Her wisdom and guidance are the foundations upon which our association stands. Next up, after that, it's our opportunity to meet the incredible individuals who make up the Axial Spondyloarthritis Association of South Africa. These dedicated individuals work tirelessly behind the scenes to bring you events like this summit and to advocate for our community. Dr. David Epstein will lead us into an intricate world of inflammatory bowel disease. His expertise in gastroenterology promises to shed light on a crucial aspect of our condition. Linda Heemstra, a distinguished expert in interdisciplinary pain management, will share invaluable insights on managing the pain that often accompanies axial spondyloarthritis. Her wisdom will offer a beacon of hope for all those who face this challenge. Dr. Lawrence Kutsia, a specialist ophthalmic surgeon, will guide us through the complex world of uveitis. His expertise in eye-related conditions is bound to shed light on an often overlooked aspect of our health. Post-lunch, we're diving into the transformative power of exercise with Corné van Eck. Her insights into the importance of exercise in managing axial spondyloarthritis are bound to inspire you. A seasoned podiatrist, Jessica Spence, will explore the intricate relationships between our autoimmune conditions and our feet. Her expertise is a treasure trove of knowledge for anyone looking to understand the impact on our mobility. Barry Fillion, a clinical psychologist, will guide us through the emotional burdens many of us bear. His expertise in behavioral problems, trauma, and chronic pain management promises to offer a fresh perspective on these challenges. And then Lauren Angelil, our very own Vice Chairperson, will shed light on the barriers and facilitators to exercise. Her journey as a registered physiotherapist and certified functional health coach has prepared her to offer invaluable insights. As the day reaches its conclusion, we'll bring together the threads of knowledge and inspiration that we've woven throughout the summit. Our closing moments will offer you a chance to reflect on what you've learned and connect with the community that you've been a part of. As we explore these sessions, we've thoughtfully incorporated short breaks to keep your minds refreshed and invigorated. Remember, this summit is recorded, so the knowledge you gain today can be revisited at any time. The significance of the summit extends beyond the schedule. It's about unity, about forging connections, about sharing knowledge, and about finding solace in the shared community we all tread. Together, we create a community of strength and understanding that extends far beyond today. Before we embark on this enlightening journey, let's tend to some housekeeping. We ask you to keep your cameras turned off and your microphones muted to ensure a seamless experience for everyone. And now it's time to set the ball rolling. Our chairperson, Miranda van Dam, is poised to offer her insights and set the tone for a day filled with knowledge, connection, and empowerment. Her leadership is a guiding light for our association, and we are fortunate to have her. With your presence today, you've ignited a beacon of hope for all those who shared our journey. Together we stand stronger. Let's embark on this day of discovery, inspiration, and unity. Get ready as we're about to dive into a remarkable day of knowledge and information. Thank you, and without further ado, please join me in giving a warm virtual welcome to our chairperson, Miranda van Dam.
Good morning, everybody, on this Saturday morning. I'm really happy that everybody is woken up with us and are here at the conference. We're so excited. This is our first virtual conference. And I want to extend firstly a special word of thanks to Matthew, who's been working tirelessly behind the scenes, and of course my whole team of trustees that's been such a pillar of strength throughout the year for us. Our focus as ASASA is been and will continue to be our patients. We are very proud of the work that we've done during the last year. We are very aware of the work that we will be doing in the next couple of months and years going forward. There's a lot of policies that needs to be changed. There's a lot of things in the horizon that we need to give attention to. And that is what we're going to be focusing on. Today, I aim to take you on a walk through our organization to just give you a short view of what we've been busy with. On your screen, you will see a couple of quotes from our patients. And this is, there's nothing more important for us than the voice of the patient. So there's no doubt in my mind that this association is a safe house to every patient in South Africa that's been diagnosed. And this is the reason why we're here, is to find a space where we can be ourselves in, to find a space where we can be honest about our disease, and to find a space where we are not judged for who we are, and that we are celebrated for the small things that we do accomplish. This is a small little snippet of how the organization grew. We started off in 2017 with a very small Facebook group, and we had only 8 patients to start off with. And we've grown the organization through the years. We are supporting in the range of 1,200 patients at present. But our work is massive. We are estimating about 160,000 patients in South Africa that has not yet been diagnosed. So whilst we're here supporting you as patients, we are out there trying to find all the undiagnosed patients. And of course, to lessen the massive delay in diagnosis of 10.8 years in South Africa. I read in an article last week that it takes an NPO that's run by volunteers 10 years to get on its legs. So I'm hopeful that this growth will continue. It is remarkable that our team, our entire team is a set of volunteers. We all have our own full-time work, so all of the work that's been done happens after hours. So I want to raise my glass to every person that's been involved, not only the trustees, but behind the scenes. We've had patients that's extended help. We've got people that check our writing. We've got a wonderful team that assists us. So I want to just give a special thanks to that team. We're going to be introducing the full team to you after this talk. So I just thought I would show you the really fancy pictures of us. As I'm sure we're not all going to look this formal in our presentation, but this is the backbone of our organization. An organization that grows every week like we are growing cannot run successfully with one person. It is because of this incredible team of trustees that I have around me that we are able to drive the ship forward. And we will be speaking to you today to step on board with us. We need more hands. The work's becoming more and more, and get involved in this incredible team. I often hear stories of patients being diagnosed, and actually I was sitting at my parents' house last night and they were looking at the article of me in the newspaper, and I said to them, I would never have thought that a diagnosis would have changed my life in such a positive way, because if it wasn't for my diagnosis, ASASA wouldn't have been born. And I cannot begin to explain to you what I've in my heart have received by volunteering for this group. It's been an absolutely incredible journey for us. Whoopsie. So our organization runs off a strategic plan, and I thought I would share this with you today. So we spend quite a lot of time in this space trying to decide what is it that we need to do as an organization, and how are we going to become the patient voice of South Africa. So our strategic plan revolves around 10 main objectives, And these are the ones that I'm briefly going to speak over in this presentation. Research and education, that is something that I'm personally very passionate about. We spend a lot of time educating patients, as well as healthcare providers that our patients meet in this arduous road of delay to their diagnosis. I mean, this year alone, we've already trained over 450 physiotherapists with the help of Corné van Eck. We have trained general practitioners, and we will continue to train and educate all the role players that come in contact with our patients before the rheumatologist. It's extremely important for us to stay on top of the latest research across the world. And we're extremely proud to say that we co-authored the treatment guidelines for AXPAR this year for the first time in the history of South Africa. So we're very proud to have that patient voice involved in the treatment guidelines at clinical level. Equity and equal access to healthcare is something that we're concentrating on. We will not rest until we have equitable care and access for every single patient. We're in the midst of a battle with the CMS, which I will update you on later in this presentation. We're involved in numerous conversations and projects to ensure that our patients get the specialized care that they require. Of course, without a patient voice, we do not have a story. So it's very important for us to get every patient's story and share it with the rest of the world. So if you have an incredible story, we really do need you to share it with us. Because without these incredible stories, it will be impossible for us to fight for policies to change in our organization. Of course, we need to be financially sustainable and make sure we have enough resources to keep afloat, and that we can continue to support our patients and our children and their children. I mean, that is the vision I think we all have, is to create this organization that will stay in place long after we are not around anymore. Becoming part of a global landscape has been pivotal for us. We are very involved in the international global footprint of AXPAR. I'm very proudly a trustee of ASASA International, currently a student at ULO International. And this is extremely valuable for us because we get a lot of resources that we wouldn't have at hand. We get available quite quickly. And of course, we learn a lot from these international organizations to see how we can better and effectively manage our patients. The second part of our strategic plan is to grow and strengthen and empower our community. We do this by creating this patient ecosystem, which we've been able to do very successfully over the last couple of years. We have various streams of support, which is working really well. And every patient that comes through our door is recognized, integrated into the community. And then we create this web of love and safety around this patient. It's important for us to support our patients from diagnosis because, as you know, the patients do not spend that much time with their specialist. And they then get dumped into this world of how am I supposed to go forward, and that's where the organization comes in. We have an incredible set of resources that's available on our website for our patients. We have amazing guidelines that can be used, and we are very proud to continue to support our patients and to try and understand what it is that these patients require. We'll be embarking on one of the biggest pieces of research work that's ever been done in this country, but I will tell you more about that later in the year. Of course, advocacy is at the helm of every decision we make, and we're very proud to work along with other organizations throughout South Africa and make sure that we understand the challenges that our patients have with regards to medication and care, and we will ensure that our patients' rights are upheld at all levels. second last part of our strategy is, of course, to raise disease awareness. And this is, of course, making sure that everybody around the world realizes that they have back pain that lasts for longer than 3 months. And it could be more, and it could be AXPAR. And we will continue to raise the disease awareness of AXPAR throughout South Africa. And then, of course, fostering partnerships. I think you'll see today with all our esteemed speakers that's going to follow after me that we work very closely with industry, and all of us are actually in the same boat and supporting each other, and that is how we get this recipe right every single time. I think that this is a picture of the situation in South Africa. I think I've realized with my traveling in Europe that we are kind of on the far left-hand side of this picture. We're standing in and looking in on our diagnosis, on the medication that's available, the treatment that we are not able to access or not. That's quite freely available in other countries. And I think this is the story of our organization, where we want to remove the walls for our patients to have free access and to get the treatment that they deserve so that they can continue to live their best life with AXPAR. This is just to show you the partners that we have across South Africa. We work very closely, locally and internationally with different organizations, and we will continue doing so and forging these relationships with organizations around the world. We are very proud to have been recognized on an international level. We walked away with quite a big award, which was extremely unexpected but appreciated. And I think this has really raised the platform of our organization and given us an amazing sense of credibility and, of course, motivation to understand that the work that we are doing is important and that we will keep on doing what we're doing until we drop down. This is just to show you what it is that we're busy with on a practical, in a practical sense in our organization. Of course, World AIDS Day is one of the events that we all celebrate. Talk to be Heard is one of the projects that we launched earlier in the year. That's about giving patients tools to talk about their disease, not only with their specialists, but also with their loved ones and their employers. We continue to embark on the Voice of the Patient and Expert webinars to bring resources to our patients as and when they need it. Of course, one of the most important projects we've done is the IMAS International project, which is the first ever survey that was done with patient data in South Africa that's available. And we are actually busy authoring quite a big manuscript that's going to be released a little bit later in the year. And then we will do phase B of this project in South Africa, where we're going to be doing one of the biggest pieces of research work on our patients. And we're very, very excited about it. Of course, our training videos that was done by Corneille van Eck, which you're going to be meeting later today. These videos took months and months of planning. These videos are incredible for you as a patient to access. If you need to do some stretching and you can't afford to go and see a physio, jump on our website. You've got 25 videos taking you through all the stretches that's safe and easy to use. So jump into those. Of course, the delay in diagnosis is an ongoing project. We have the world record of the longest delay in diagnosis in the world. We compare ourselves to other countries. And this is not a statistic we're very proud of. So we're very focused on seeing how we can slow down this delay in diagnosis. This is just to give you a little picture of what's going on around the world. It was previously thought that AXPAR is more prevalent in females than males, but it's in fact been proven that this disease affects males and females equally. In fact, it takes them 2 years longer to diagnose a female. And then, of course, you can see compared to world averages, South Africa comes in at a screaming 10.8 years, which is unacceptable for us. This is another aspect that we're going to be speaking about later in the conference, but this is just to show you, this is some of the stats that comes out of the research to show us that quite a lot of our patients battle to sleep, and quite a lot of our patients battle with depression and anxiety. And this doesn't really come as a surprise to think that it would take them 10.8 years to diagnose you, and to think at the other side of that mentally you'd still be there. And these results are not surprising, but this is to show you that this disease has a huge impact on our patients. This is just to give you small stats of our population breakdown. It's remarkable, really, if you think that the world thinks that AXPAR only affects white South Africans. We believe that this is not true. In fact, we're seeing an influx of Black African patients that's showing up with AXPAR. So it is interesting. I think as the resources are becoming available, we will be seeing those numbers rise in the next couple of years. This is to show you how our membership's growing. The spreadsheet's a little bit behind. We're sitting on just over 1,200 patients. We will not rest until we find 160,000 patients. We have a lot of work to do, and we're very happy to be doing it. This is a short summary of our PMB application. We are actually now in the middle of phase 2, and we are waiting for an outcome from the Council of Medical Schemes to see if they're going to consider AXPAR as a PMB. If they pass our case, we will be delighted. If they do not pass our case, we will be heading to High Court, and this will be phase 3 of this extremely important project. This has been a project in making for over 2 years. We're very happy that we've been able to drive forward as far as we have, and we will not stop until we have equal health care for all of our patients. This is just a short little mind map to show you all the different spaces that's available in the association for you to get involved in. And we have a volunteer meeting next week. We want to ask you from the bottom of your hearts to join this volunteer meeting and to come and get involved with us. If you even have 2 hours available a month and you have any of these skill sets, and you can see yourself getting involved with us, please join our team. We could do with a lot more hands. We've got massive challenges ahead of us, and you know, the army is only as strong as the team that's fighting. So this is just to show you all the different areas that we're working in the association. And if any of these areas speak to you, pop us a message. We'd really, really be happy to have you in the organization. If you have not yet registered yourself, please could you go online and register yourself. The registration doesn't cost anything, but of course it helps us. We are the only organization that has a very accurate database of all the patients with AXPAR. And we will use this database, of course, going forward next year with this very important piece of research. So you have to be counted. It's very important. If you haven't registered, please register. The last page is, of course, the one where I'm saying to you that we need your support. I know all of our lives are busy, and if you can't see yourself putting in time into the organization, you know, we would really appreciate the donation. You can snap scan over there and make a donation. You can do a donation every month. You can make a small contribution. It doesn't really matter. One has to think that this organization, we're not only building for ourselves, but we also building it for all the generations going forward. So it's important also to know that our organization is run by a team of volunteers. None of us earn any salaries. So of course we use the funding that's available in our bank account to do all the work that we do and to cover our basic costs. So we appeal to all of you to make these donations, and that enables us, of course, to do this very important work that we do in our organization. Before I finish up, I would just like to extend a special thank you to all the speakers that's involved today in our summit. Our patients do not live in an isolated world. They see many specialists over and above the rheumatologist. And we specifically placed you all in this room today to color in this picture and to explain to our patients when they have AXPA, why they don't necessarily always see a rheumatologist, and why would an IBD specialist be in the room, or why are we talking about mental health? I know it's a Saturday and it's precious time, so I really appreciate every single one of you. And I want you guys to sit back and enjoy the conference with me, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you very much, Miranda, for your address earlier. We are going to move on now, and it is our pleasure to introduce you to the dedicated individuals who make up the leadership team of ASASA. We are going to have our chairperson, Miranda, who's just spoken, our vice chair, Lauren, and one of our trustees, Celing, who all play a crucial role in guiding our organization and helping us thrive as a community. All right. Ido, can you please turn on Lauren and Miranda and Celing?
Lauren, you can just show. You can just put your camera on as well.
Right. Okie dokie. So I'm going to let Miranda's voice just settle down for a little bit, and I'm actually going to start off with Lauren. Lauren, thank you very much for joining us with Meet the Team. I'm sure everyone is pretty excited to see who is actually working behind the scenes. Lauren, can you tell us a little bit about your background and what inspired you to join ASASA?
Yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks Matthew, and it's so good to be here with everyone. Really inspiring to hear Miranda's talk, and so looking forward to the rest of the day today. So my background, I'm a physiotherapist and health coach, and I've been working with people to help them improve their quality of life. And my journey started in the 2010s, won't say which year, but that in one of those years, my now husband was diagnosed with AXPA, and was quite a shock to the system, but I was very grateful that we could get a relatively early diagnosis. And then we managed to link up with this group. I think it was in 2017 or 2018. And it was so good to find a community that knew what was going on, and that was experiencing the same thing, because I think this kind of condition can be really isolating and lonely. And yeah, I think just the idea of having a community and wanting to support one another and each other and feeling supported was a big motivator.
Thanks, Lauren. Yeah, I think the support aspect is one big tool in our toolbox that helps us as patients. Obviously, you're the spouse of a patient, and you know, that support, I know with me, it's definitely helped a lot. And also, you know, with chatting to patients, we've seen that the support of the group is massive, and that they have a place that they can talk to other patients, that they can share their experiences as well. Now, we, and behind the scenes, have a lot of projects on the go. You know, we all know Miranda's busy. Celing's always running around trying to help us out, and your side as well, where you're juggling quite a bit on your side. And I think that's going to lead us to your talk a little bit later at the end of the day. So I'm very, very excited about that. But as part of our board, what are some of the initiatives that or projects that you're currently involved with in ASASA?
Yeah, it's a great question. So at the moment, and you'll hear my talk closer to the end of the day, it's really understanding within our group of AXPAR patients. And in South Africa, we have very little research about what is happening with our AXPAR patients. Part of my master's project, I focused on what are the barriers and supports to exercise, because exercise is a big challenge, but it can be so helpful. So really uncovering in our very unique cultural and environmental context in South Africa, what are the challenges and then what really helps us. And looking forward to sharing more about that later. And then I'm also head of the social media moderation and support group as a volunteer. And if anyone is really interested in getting together more of the community in our organization, come and chat to me, because I'd love to have conversations about how you'd like to be involved and where we can grow and inspire and create more of that sense of well-being in our space together.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Your help is always appreciated. Now, Lauren, what would you say, or what do you believe are the key strengths and values that ASASA brings to the community?
Yeah, that's a big one, and I think we're always striving to get evidence-based practice into our community. So if you look back at, and if you look at our lineup of speakers, we know that they are professionals. We know that they bring really a strong sense of expertise and patient-driven care. And then I think what is important for our community is that everyone feels like they have a place. Whether you are struggling with challenges with your medical professionals, or whether that you're really enjoying running parkrun every week, that there is a space for anyone, whatever the walk of life that they're in and managing their AXPAR. Anyone can come and share wins, challenges, and questions.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And then I've got one last question for you, Lauren. As the Vice Chair, what vision do you have for the future of our organization?
Oh, it's a big one, but I'd love to change. I'd really love to change where our organization is going in terms of our reach. We have grown immensely over the past 2 years, but our organization is relatively small. We want to expand into Africa, be a resource for other African countries, and draw on resources from other countries too. So I think the more we can expand, the more we can support our patients to help them manage their conditions in a way that suits them.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your time, Lauren. And like Lauren said, if you are interested in becoming a volunteer, please reach out to Lauren. She is quite active on our social media, on our Facebook page. Please reach out to Lauren if you are keen to join up as a volunteer. All right, I'm going to move on to Tseleng. Tseleng, welcome to the summit this morning. Thank you very much for joining us and for sharing some time to introduce yourself to all of our attendees today. Tseleng, what motivated you to become a trustee for ASASA? We all work full-time jobs, and this is something that we do on the side. So what was your motivation to join in as part of the team?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tseleng Ramoroko from Pretoria. What motivated me is understanding the disease in detail, and so that I can manage it on the other side as a patient.
Okay, awesome. And Tseleng, so you are a patient as well, so you have gone through all the challenges, etc. Could you share some insights into your specific role and responsibilities as a trustee on the board of ASASA?
At the moment, I'm under fundraising, which is a very, very big role to handle and to manage as well, which needs more hands and more people to help. So far, we've raised a bit of money with some fundraisings, which I believe that we can even do better in future, if people volunteer to say, meaning donate on a monthly, as Marinda said, people donating on a monthly basis so that we can assist the patients as well.
Awesome, thank you very much. We know we've as a team we have very regular meetings where we talk about how we can work on our mission and our vision and get out there. And obviously we've got a lot of projects on the go, and these do all take obviously time to put through, and also to initiate the projects. It does take some funds required, and being a small organization and not well known around, it is one of our biggest challenges is the fund rolling aspect of it, or fundraising aspect of it. So thank you very much for all your time and your work in trying to raise funds for the association. So yes, we know that the challenge of working with the board and working with the community is the fundraising, but I wanted to ask you, what are some of the challenges that you have faced and overcome in your journey with axial spondyloarthritis, and how has ASASA supported you?
Immediately when I joined the group, I remember I was on a call with Marinda crying to say, oh my God, how am I going to cope with all these pains and everything? But she assured me that the team is about, community understanding, supporting the members as patients as well, to be able to cope on a daily basis, because being a patient of AXPA, it's not an easy thing. You need support system, which I believe that the community, SASA community, has that in place to support each and every patient in whichever way they can do.
Awesome. I think we need to make a jacket for Miranda that has tissues coming out of her shoulders, because I think the amounts of patients that have always been on the phone with her in tears asking for help, what can we do? And Miranda keeps her chill, and talks us through everything. I know I've been on the phone with her almost in tears before about everything, and it is, it's wonderful that she has been there to support us. And I also see, on the Facebook group, on the WhatsApp groups, when they were running, there was a lot of support from one another, from patient to patient. On that note, Tseleng, what advice do you have for others who might be dealing with similar challenges regarding AXPA?
I would say they need to jump into the ship, join the community, and get the value of the community, and support and advise where we can, as patients, as trustees as well, and advices from different doctors who give advice to the trustees or to the community. So it's about a choice that one needs to make, to say, yes, I have AXPA, but AXPA will not stop me from doing anything in my life.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for your time, Tseleng. We really do appreciate it. Audience, if you do want to get a hold of Tseleng, again, she is also very involved on our Facebook social group. You can also drop myself or Miranda or Lauren a mail, and we can put you in touch with her if you have any fundraising ideas, or how you can assist in helping the association raise some funds. All right, so I think we've left the best for last, our queen, our person behind the scene that does everything for us, keeps the team together, keeps the team pushed and motivated. Miranda van Dam, our chairperson. Miranda, thank you very much for joining us today, and thank you very much for your opening address. I think we first met on the group about 2017, I think, when you came in as part of that group. So we've pretty much known each other from a social perspective, or social media perspective, for a very, very long time. But Miranda, could you share a little bit about your personal journey with axial spondyloarthritis, and what led you to becoming a part of ASASA and taking on this massive role to achieve our mission?
Thank you for that introduction. Wow, undeserved. Matt, I I had an 8.5-year delay to diagnosis. From my initial symptoms, I saw many doctors and specialists. I had many blood tests. I had 4 surgeries that I didn't need. And I think when I finally was diagnosed, and I had many people not believe me, when I kept on going, this can't be right, because I'm not feeling normal. And I think after my diagnosis, I actually became quite angry, because I thought, how could it have taken 8.5 years of my life? How could I have spent so much money? How could I have missed out on so many things that I wanted to do with my small kids? And that gave birth to this determination that I said, right, I'm going to promise that this is not going to happen to many more people if I can help it. And in that came my drive to start this organization. And I think one of the biggest things for me was when I tried it. So finally, when I was diagnosed, I was going, okay, I'm diagnosed. Saw my rheumatologist. I can't remember half of what she said because I was so stressed. I came home and then I'm going like, okay, what am I supposed to do now? And I felt so isolated. I felt alone and I felt odd. And I realized that there wasn't this community available that you can, talk to and just say, actually today I'm feeling amazing, or I'm feeling terrible, or how am I supposed to go and see the rheumatologist? How do I speak to my specialist? What are the medications? What are the treatment plans? And that was something that I needed. And that was where I thought I could really make a difference and to change that for every single patient that gets diagnosed in this country.
Yeah, that time to diagnosis, it's I think you said what, 8.5 years. It's a very, very long time. It really, really is. And I think when we finally get that diagnosis, it's such a mixed bag of emotions, right? We finally know what's going on, but then we're thrown and slapped with this condition, and we know nothing about it, and we struggle to find information. Yes, there is a lot on the internet, and there are international support groups, but we had nothing in South Africa. When I got diagnosed, it was a disease that nobody really knew much about, and the rheumatologist said, this is what you have, and this is the way we can look forward. But it was just so much, and I agree with you, there's not enough resources, and thank you very much for making that as part of your mission. As the chairperson, what would you say are your key responsibilities and goals for ASASA?
I think my first responsibility is to really make sure that I listen to the patients around me. I think the landscape is changing quickly, and I think the way that the resources are available to our patients at present is going to be changing. So for me to be in the front of all of that information, to manage that and make sure that we can eliminate any risks to our patients. I think that is the thing that I'm focusing on in the short term. In the long term, we want to continue to grow. We want to find the patients that's undiagnosed in our country, and we want to have equal care for all of our patients. That's what I'm going to be focused on.
Equal care, that is fantastic. All the way from the bottom to the top. I think as everyone knows, we are fighting a huge battle, a huge uphill battle regarding the PMB application. And I know that has taken up a lot of your time. And again, as an association, I speak on behalf of the other members, thank you very much for that. And this journey it's a massive journey. And I think at the end of the day, there are a lot of memorable moments that are quite rewarding. Could you possibly tell us about a particularly rewarding or memorable moment during your time with ASASA?
I think the event that stands out was possibly, has been for me, the World AIDS Day, where I'm sitting in Grootbrakrivier. That's quite far away from our patients. And although I have virtual relationships with so many patients, when I flew to Joburg and I met other patients around me, and I could hug them, and I could see it's almost like being part of a gang, you know, you're meeting your gang members. That for me was a complete highlight. And it invigorates me. You know, we work really hard, and there are times where we get really tired of the work we do. But when I get placed in those situations, or I get that phone call from that patient to say, you know what, you changed my life, or this is what we've done. And that is the highlight that continues to highlight me when I see a patient. And even if I see a patient being supported, you know, on our groups, it's really struggling, and immediately our other patients come in and start supporting them and giving them advice and telling them, you're okay, or you know what, actually my back's also sore today. Those are all magic moments, and it's happening around us.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. You know, seeing when on some of our chats and when someone says, you know, they're having a flare, or they're having a bad day, or they just woke up and not feeling great, you know, the amount of support that is always coming through from the other members is it's amazing. It really, really is. And, you know, it's awesome to see that, because like Lauren and Selene has said, support is a major part of our toolbox. It's you know, helps us get through the day, and it helps us learn to manage with this disease that can hold us back, but we don't want to let that happen. Miranda, what message do you have for the members and participants of today's event?
I think the message that I have today is that we all have to get involved in this organization. I would like to see 2023 as a year where we have people sticking up their hands and taking some of the workload off our current team. You know, our current team is overloaded. I can tell you that honestly to everybody that's listening. So if you can help in time, or you can help with resources, this would be the year. If you think the PMB challenge was a big one, there's bigger challenges coming for all of us as patients, and we need to have a team of soldiers that can help us in this battle. So my dream would be for us to have an active team of volunteers involved in this organization.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Miranda. Lauren and Selene, thank you very much for sharing your insights and your experiences with us today. Your dedication to ASASA and the community is truly inspiring. As a volunteer-run association, ASASA thrives because of the dedication and the commitment of individuals like you. We're a community that supports one another, and we're always on the lookout for passionate individuals who want to contribute their time, skills, and enthusiasm to help us achieve our mission. If you believe in our cause and want to make a meaningful impact on the lives of those affected by axial spondyloarthritis, we invite you to consider volunteering with ASASA. Whether you have skills in event planning, social media, advocacy, or simply a willingness to lend a hand, there's a place for you in our community. Joining our team as a volunteer is not just about giving back. It's about being part of a supportive family where we work together to create positive change and to create positive change. We encourage you to reach out, express your interest, and explore the various ways that you can contribute. To learn more about volunteering opportunities with ASASA, please visit our website or get in touch with Lauren as soon as possible. Your involvement can make a real difference, and we look forward to welcoming you to our family of dedicated volunteers. Together, we can achieve more and continue making a successful impact in the lives of those living with axial spondyloarthritis. Thank you for considering this important opportunity.